Hey there, gearheads and Audi aficionados. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the high-octane world of Audi's RS series, those legendary rides that made Audi a household name in performance. Buckle up as we count down the 8 most important Audi RS cars in history. Let's get revved up. The Audi Sport Quattro, a name that transports us back to the 1980s. When mullets were in fashion and Audi was making a name for itself in the World Rally Championship. The Sport Quattro is like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of Audis, strong, German, and legendary. Picture it, a turbocharged and intercooled 2.1-liter inline-5 engine with 302 horsepower at 6,700 revolutions per minute and 258 lb-ft of torque at 3,700 revolutions per minute. Yeah, those figures might sound a bit humble now, but back in the 80s, this baby was a monster. The Sport Quattro wasn't just another sports car, it was a game changer. At a time when American auto brands were floundering and BMW had its E30 M3, Audi dropped the Sport Quattro like a hip-hop mic. It was Audi's retort in a fierce German automotive debate, and boy, did it have the last word. This machine would go on to not only dominate the World Rally Championships, but also set the standard for Audi's future sports cars. Remember, in the 80s, 302 HP was the sort of power you only saw in dreams and video games. So when we talk about the Sport Quattro, we're talking about a car that didn't just break records, it broke the norm. The Audi RS2, a car born out of a marriage between Porsche and Audi. Imagine a potluck where Porsche brings the hors d'oeuvres and Audi brings the main course. Produced for a short span between March 1994 and July 1995, the RS2 is like that genius kid who graduates college at 16, brilliant but short-lived. Under the hood, we're looking at a turbocharged 2.2-liter inline-5 engine that gives us 310 HP at 6,500 revolutions per minute and 295 lb-ft of torque at 2,800 revolutions per minute. Now, the RS2 wasn't Audi's first collab with Porsche. Way back in 1973, they joined forces for the 100 Coupe SV3, another overlooked classic. However, the RS2 stole the limelight for being something quite special. Only 2,991 units were produced, making it the Bigfoot of the Audi world. Often talked about, seldom seen. Despite its rarity, this beast was significant because it laid the groundwork for Audi's future high-performance wagons and was a proof of concept that Audi could take on the AMGs and M's of the world. So if you're ever lucky enough to spot one, take a photo. It's like finding a unicorn. Next up on our list is the Audi RS4 B5, a car so 90s it practically screams frosted tips and boy bands. If the RS2 was Audi's experimental college phase, then the RS4 B5 was its full-blown career in finance, focused, professional, and powerful. Based on the Audi A4 B5 Avant, this car brought the sport wagon concept into the mainstream, and boy did it bring it with style. Under that subdued exterior lies a twin turbocharged 2.7-liter V6 that churns out an impressive 375 HP at 7,000 revolutions per minute and 324 lb-ft of torque at 2,500 revolutions per minute. The RS4 B5 wasn't just a car, it was a statement. It showed the world that Audi could roll with the big dogs like AMG and BMW's M series. 0 to 60 in just 4.5 seconds. Yeah, this was a wagon that could make picking up the kids from school feel like a lap at Le Mans. Even if you didn't have kids, you'd probably borrow some just to experience it. The RS4 essentially closed the book on what had been a defining decade for Audi Sport, setting the stage for the new millennium. So, if the 1990s were an episode of Friends, the RS4 would be the one where Audi got really, really good at making cars. Now, let's hop into the 2010s with the Audi RS5 8T3, a car that manages to combine power and sophistication like a James Bond movie, elegant but ready to kick butt at a moment's notice. Released initially only in Europe, the RS5 featured a 4.2-liter FSI V8 that cranks out a rather devilish 444 HP at 8,250 revolutions per minute and 317 lb-ft of torque at 4,000 revolutions per minute. The A5 was good, the S5 was better, but the RS5, The RS5 is what happens when Audi goes into beast mode. This car isn't just a wolf in sheep's clothing, it's a whole werewolf at a sheep cosplay convention. And let's not forget about that elegance. You see, Audi knew that power without style is like a guitar solo without a band. It's cool, but it's not complete. That's why the RS5 has the aesthetics to match its performance, offering a level of sophistication that'll make even the most critical car snobs nod in approval. This coupe doesn't just turn heads, it spins them right round, baby, right round like a record. Moving on, we have the Audi RS6 C5, the car that made it clear Audi was not about to be left in the dust by BMW's M-Series or Mercedes's AMG lineup. I mean, when you think of supercar engines, you're not usually thinking about station wagons or family sedans, are you? Well, Audi thought differently. Underneath the hood of the RS6 C5 is a twin-turbocharged 5.0-liter V10 that puts out a jaw-dropping 571 HP at 6,250 revolutions per minute and 479 lb-ft of torque at a low 1,500 revolutions per minute. Now, let's be honest. The RS6 C5 could look like your grandma's old station wagon, and it would still be epic with that kind of power. Thankfully, Audi didn't make it look like that. Instead, it opted for a design that was as mean as it was understated, letting the engine do most of the talking. And talk it did, especially when linked to Audi's legendary Quattro system. All that power sent to all four wheels. Yes, please. This car was a game changer for Audi and set a new benchmark for what could be expected in a performance-focused family vehicle. It's like the person who brings a flamethrower to a knife fight. Overkill in the best possible way. And now, let's veer off the traditional sports car route and talk about the Audi RSQ3. This car is what happens when Audi says, hey, you know what's better than a small SUV? A small SUV that could probably win a drag race. Launched in 2015, the RSQ3 housed a turbocharged 2.5-liter inline-5 engine that produced 335 HP at 5,350 revolutions per minute and 332 lb-ft of torque at 1,600 revolutions per minute. And for the 2023 model, they dialed it up to 400 HP, because why not? The RSQ3 isn't just another SUV, it's a reminder that performance and utility can coexist, like adding hot sauce to your breakfast cereal. Strange? Maybe. Awesome? Absolutely. It showed that Audi could apply the same performance magic that made its sports cars legendary to a vehicle designed to navigate both city streets and grocery store parking lots. Let's face it, if you're looking to impress at the next soccer game or PTA meeting, rolling up in an RSQ3 is how you make a statement. It's Audi's way of proving that, yes, an SUV can both haul the kids and haul some serious you-know-what. Ladies and gentlemen, we're nearing the pinnacle of Audi's RS offerings, and let's talk about the RS3, Audi's proof that good things do come in smaller packages. If the RS2 was Audi's first baby step into high performance, the RS3 is like it acing the SATs and going to an Ivy League school. First hitting dealerships in 2011, the car initially grabbed attention, but the fourth-generation RS3 launched in 2020 stole the show. This little beast houses a turbocharged 2.5-liter inline-5 engine that does not mess around, pushing out 401 HP at 6,500 revolutions per minute and 369 lb-ft of torque at 3,500 revolutions per minute. This car is like the scrappy underdog in a sports movie, small but full of heart and performance that leaves you rooting for it. It's nimble, it's quick, and it's got the kind of spunk that makes you want to put it through its paces. And if that's not enough for you, there's always the new ABT RS3R, for when you want your RS3 with just a bit more roar. It's a compact with the soul of a lion, a David that can stand toe-to-toe with any automotive Goliath. Simply put, the RS3 is Audi reminding us that size isn't everything, unless we're talking horsepower. And now, the crowning jewel of Audi Sport, the RS7. Hold on to your driving gloves because this one's a doozy. With a price of $128,195, this is Audi pulling out all the stops. Under the hood is a twin-turbocharged 4.0-liter V8 that unleashes a mind-boggling 621 HP and 627 lb-ft of torque. If the RS series was a rock band, the RS7 would be the lead guitarist smashing a solo so powerful it shatters the stadium. So, what makes the RS7 the showstopper of Audi Sport? Is it the sheer power, the blend of sport and luxury, or is it the audacity to present something so complete, so well-rounded? The answer is yes, to all of it. This car is like a triple threat in showbiz, singing, dancing, and acting, or in automotive terms, power, style, and technology. It's a statement, a declaration that Audi Sport has not just been a part of history, but is making history right here, right now. In a world where people argue about American versus German horsepower, the RS7 steps in to say, why not have the best of all worlds? And with that kind of performance and elegance, who can argue? And there you have it, folks. The 8 Audi RS models that have not just made history, but have revved their way into our hearts. Thanks for riding shotgun with us on this high-octane journey through Audi's illustrious RS lineup. Until next time, keep those engines purring and those spirits high.